What I wanted to teach today was just the blending modes, which is right here. So yeah, the blending modes is grayed out because blending modes, all they are is they try to blend with the previous layer. I guess I'm gonna see if I can show you something with that. Oh yeah, another thing you can do is when you're getting images, let me just go back. When you're getting images, you can pull a larger den and usually pick a large size because usually when you have like 300 dpi times like what I have right now, which is 22 times, I believe it was, well yes, yeah. So basically I'll go right here and then just try to pick something a bit big. Usually I'll go like with 4 pixels or something and then I'll just pick whichever one is good. You get less images that way because you're kind of specifying that you only get that much images. Another thing you can do is, I don't care about this too much, but like if you're doing this for professional work, you'd have to get royalty-free images that have Creative Commons. For that, you can actually go to Flickr, and then I can show you right now. Yeah, and when you search, you can actually go to advanced search, which is, you just search something and you can do it.
Not all Flickr pictures are free, right?
No, no, no. You'd have to specify for only Creative Commons. It is right here. When you go to Explore, there's one that says Creative Commons. Usually for those you can use for anything. And then there's just and there's different licenses here. I'm not gonna go too much about that different licenses mean because I still don't know too much about that. And just browse the photos. And when you search here, okay, there's nothing here. Again, now you're limited to even less photos because you specify it to Creative Commons. And okay, there is one photo. You'll see why I'm picking sunglasses because what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip an image to sunglasses so it looks like he's looking at something else. Yeah, it's pretty simple to do. We just scroll back here. Yeah, Command V is to paste. In case this picture is still small, but I don't really care too much right now. Just
So if you guys want, you can find the image on.
yeah, you can do that right now, actually.
Look for sunglasses.
Yes. It doesn't have to be Creative Commons. The only reason I made ones like that because just to show you. Oh, yeah, Command C is also to scale the image if it's too small, but that's not recommended. If you're actually making a poster, don't do this. I'm just doing this just to show you. Because it's always better to scale down and scale up. When you've got an image, just let me know. After you get an image, what you do is you select on this. Let me just go back to it.
Oh, you just select this tool, the moving one. Oh, and then just want to make it bigger so you can shift so it keeps it all proportionate. How do I paste?
Oh, it's Command V. That work? Okay.
And how do I see the layers?
Oh, you can go to, if they're not already there, just go to Windows and check mark layers.
Oh.
Or you can press F7. Has everyone got an image now?
Yeah, do you want us to make it full screen?
You don't have to. I just did that to show you how to scale an image. You can try that right now just so you get an idea of scaling images. With just Command T, it should be.
Wait, what do we do?
You can scale the image so it's the full size, or you can scale it down. Usually, it's always better to scale down than scaling up.
Seriously? Because you have it big. So yeah, so yeah.
Okay, and after what you could do is there's these two tools. There's quick selection, and there's the magic wand tool. Both of them are just for selecting a specific part of the image. There's also the, let me just go back to this. There's also the lasso tool, the polygonal lasso tool, and magnetic lasso tool. usually what I do is if let's say you use the polygonal lasso tool, that usually takes forever. So what I usually do is I click the magic wand or I click the quick selection tool. If both of those still don't have a good selection, then I go to the polygonal lasso tool. Like right now there's the magic wand tool, and there's also a tolerance right here, which basically just sets the amount of different like similar pixels you want to get. So the higher this number is, the more it catch. So for example, let's say I get this glasses, see how I got everything that's black because I had this number kind of set high. But if I set it lower, let me just go back to it. If I set it lower, now when I select it, it selects less. It's just right here, the tolerance. So if it's picking up too much, put that number lower. If it's picking up way too little, you can put that number higher. If it's still not working, what I would also usually use is, I also usually use this tool. Let me just get to it. Everyone knows how to select the different tools, right? For me, it's set up as right click, but usually it's left click. There's a little arrow beside, yeah.
Yeah, just press it and hold it.
Yeah.
So what does that tolerance thing do?
Oh, like I mentioned, if you put the number higher, it basically gets more pixels that are similar colors. So like it's just what it says tolerance, so it just has a higher tolerance of what it gets. If you put that number lower, it'll get less. So I'll show you actually again. So for the magic wand, let's say select this. See how it's set as 10, so it didn't get as much. Let's say you set it as a crazy number. Let's say you set it to 50. And now when you select it, it selects everything, more or less. So the higher the number you put in, the more it tries to catch pixels that are similar to that value. There's also the quick selection tool. Usually for me, I find that a lot better than the magic wand, compared like getting a more precise thing, because it's kind of in between the lasso tool and the actual magic wand. So what I do is, let me just get out of this. So you see what it does. Basically, you can see if you want to select more, you just keep going like that with the actual quick selection tool, and you can keep clicking and dragging. That's a good thing about it. So you can get a bit more precise than just using the magic wand, because the magic wand just guesses what you want, which usually isn't good. Anyway, so right now I'm just going to use the quick selection to select his glasses like this. And then what I'm going to do is just actually unselect this. I usually just go with also this. I just unselect it. Oh yeah, also I was going to say another thing. Let's say you click the polygonal lasso tool and you want to unselect something. You actually hold the Alt, which is basically minus, so that gets rid of stuff you've already selected. So if you do this, that way it gets rid of that.
How do you do that?
Press Alt, hold Alt. What tool do you have right now?
The magic wand.
Okay, you usually can't do the magic wand. You have to use these tools right here. The lasso tool, polygonal lasso tool, and the magnetic lasso tool. The magnetic lasso tool, it basically just ticks into the pixels and tries to get around it, like the name suggests. And polygonal lasso tool is literally just you click and then you keep like going like that. And the lasso tool is pretty similar, except you don't click, you just go like this. So you just keep holding the mouse while you go around. You can also right click if you want to select everything, just hit deselect. So let's say I have this and I just want to select something, just do that.
So you press Alt, what?
You press Alt and then hold the tool, and then you can kind of drag around it. I'll show you. So let's say you want to use the polygonal lasso tool. What you do is you hold Alt, and you'll basically get this right here. You'll go around it, and then there it's gone. And if you want to add, you hold shift. Shift is for adding more. So you go like that, and then you just hit. If you don't select anything, I'll just deselect everything and select a new part of the image. Another thing I was gonna mention is if you're really in the image, let's say you're really zoomed in, like let me do it right now actually. Let's say you really zoom into this and you want to kind of move away from it so you can see the other part of the image. You can just hold space and just move around it. Kind of like that. This is only if you're really zoomed in, but you can also right click to fit on the screen, or you can pull actual pixels if you want to see the actual, like 100% onto the image.
Space and
Oh yeah, space, and then what tool do you have right now? Actually, you don't need any tool. Just hold space and you can move around the image.
with like my.
Yeah, any tool. It'll just go to the hand tool automatically.
I click on the space and.
You just move around this right, left, and just you can move around.
Can I just? Oh, I can.
Yeah, you have to hold space so it goes to the hand tool, and then you can just move around. It's just something cool if you really zoom into the image and you want to see another part of the image. Like for example, let's say I want to be really exact. I can do this. Oh, first I'll hold shift to select more of another part of the image, and then that way I can go like that. I can hold space while I move around. But right now it's not going to the other part because it's already full. Now you can do that. Let me just move this out of the way. Okay, now I'm just going to show you the clipping mask. So for putting another image on the actual glasses, and then basically what you do is you put the opacity down so it doesn't look as. Let me just do this. Does anyone have any questions right now? You want me to go to the next part of actually putting the image and putting it as a clipping mask? So just go ahead. Okay, what you do is you make a new layer, and then what I do is I pick the paint bucket tool. I'll pick black, and then I'll just color it black so it's just there. And then another thing I'll do is I'll go in a new layer. I'll go back and get another image. Let's say for example you want to see fire or something. You see this little thing right here? This is a new layer, and then this right here is to create a new group. So let's say you have a group for, let's say you have a logo. You want all the layers that deal with the logo to go in it. You'll just like make a new group. Let's say for example here I'll put like I'll put the guy here in case I end up doing more with him. And this way I can put him in here, and I can put this in here because it kind of deals with it. Oh yeah, there's also this. We'll go into this more detail on like the third week, because this is going to go more with image adjustment. Because what you can do actually, I'll do a quick look at this. What you can do is you can hit wait, what is it for Mac? Let me just do this first. Yeah, we'll go over this more detail on the third day. But yeah, for this, what you can do is you can make like image adjustments for only that layer, so all the other layers don't end up getting adjusted as well. But yeah, also make sure that the new layers are on top of your first layer, so you can do that clipping mask, because you don't want your person to be clipped into the image. You want the other way around. You want the image to be clipped into the glasses. So basically, your image has to be on top of your black. Wait, I put the wrong one anyways. Let me just delete this. Basically, you want because the glasses are here, and then you want the image you want him to be looking at on the top layer, in order for you to be able to use the clipping mask. And I'll make this a bit bigger, because what you also want is you want the image to be covering the whole part of the glasses. So apply that, and then for here, what you do is you'd go to a layer, which is right here, and you put clipping, which is right here. You can poke, and when you do create clipping mask, see what happened? It clipped into the layer I selected. And what you could do is you can put this opacity a bit lower, so it looks a bit more. I didn't do a good selection, but if you made a better selection, yours would look better. I did mine's pretty quick to get an idea, and then this can help you with different things. Like let's say you want text, and you want the image to be like inside the text. What you do is you go with quick selection or whatever, or Lasso Tool or whatever you like to use. Select the text, and then you create a clipping mask so the image is behind the text. So again, you'll just select this. Just make sure you get all the glasses part and don't get anything else, or it's not gonna look realistic. And then again, there's also the polygonal lasso tool you can use to get rid of certain things. So you can get rid of this part right here by holding Alt and just doing that. Because I accidentally selected that and I don't want it. And to get more area. Yes, I'll do it right now, I'll show you. And to get it again, just hold Shift and go over it again. So this part I didn't get, so I'll just get it. And I'll go back to my original point so it clicks. I'm using the polygonal lasso tool, the quick selection. You don't have to click back to the original point because you just keep clicking and dragging it. And you go back to the original point, I got it, and then you just click New Layer. You get the paint bucket, which is right here, or you can actually hold, actually let me just do the shortcut. You can also hold, I believe, Command G. No, it was the group. Okay, and you can just hold G for the paint bucket. Just press it, and then you can go to paint bucket as a shortcut, or you can go directly to the tool box. And then just make a new layer, and then make it black. And what you do is there's a box right here you want to change. So what you can do is you can click on it, go all the way down, or you can change this number. Basically 000 is black and 111 is the whitest you can get, and anything in between is gray. So let's say you go like, let's actually would this work? Let's say you go 0.5. Okay, well this doesn't work. I was thinking more about. Okay, I'm thinking of programming. Just forget it. Forget what you said.
So 0, okay, and then.
Yeah, just select.
How do I apply that block?
Okay, just go right over with your layer that you have selected, which is right here. And just put black over the actual selection. And what you do is, paint bucket tool. And that's the gradient tool. You can use that too if you want. Actually, let me experiment with that right now and see how it looks. Okay, that's, and what you can do is make it. You could use the gradient tool actually. That could also work because then what would happen is that he'll see the image, but it'll just get it'll get a bit more transparent as it goes up. To undo it is just Command Z, and if you want to undo more than just once, you put Command Alt Z, because Photoshop works differently. Control Z will just undo one, and to undo more than one, just put Control Alt Z, and you can keep pressing it, and it'll just keep undoing from the last one you had. Okay, I got the image again. We just put opacity back to 100. There's this little thing opacity I didn't really cover. Basically, what I did is I put the opacity a bit lower because I don't want it to be too. Because if you put 100%, it doesn't look realistic. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that the image covers your glasses. Yeah, just make sure what your image is. It's covering the whole selection of the glasses. And you go to Layer, you go to Create Clipping Mask, and now it clipped it in there. And then another thing you want to do is you want to put the opacity a bit lower because you don't want it to be that visible. You kind of want it to kind of blend with the glasses. So you just put the opacity a bit lower. You could also play with the blending modes for that, but I tried it, it didn't work out that good. Usually the opacity works better with this. So yeah, just put the opacity a bit lower. I don't know, you can just, it's basically whatever you think looks best. And when you get it there, and then we just unselect, and there's the image. I'll just fit on screen, and there's the image. So if you want to turn this image to color, what I'd do is I'd select, well first I'd select the hair separate because I want the hair to be a different color. And what I'd do is I'll actually go to the blending mode. I'll show you first. So first select the hair. I'm just going to select it really quick because we don't have much time. And you can just, again, you can go to polygonal lasso tool, hit Alt, and just select the area you don't want. Hair is really hard to select because it usually goes crazy. So that's one of the things that's kind of hard to do. And you'll do that again with this part. And yeah, I'm doing a really quick selection. Yours probably turn out better if you actually work on this a bit more. Yeah, because the selection is usually just tedious, just trying to select the spot you want, not trying to select over it. So now that you have that, what you could do is you can make a new layer. Again, you'll go back to the paint bucket tool, or you can press G on your keyboard. And what you do is you select the color of hair you want. So let's say you want it brown. I'll just like select this color, press OK, go over it with brown. And what I could do here in blend modes, I can take it to color, and look what that does. See, his hair is kind of brown now. Basically, these ones darken the image. These ones right here lighten the image, and then these ones are a mix of both. And this one has to do basically with the hue, saturation, color, so it's all about the color values.
So which one do you
you can basically experiment, like it might give you better results if you choose a different one, but I chose color.
Did you right click on the layer?
Okay, so go over the layer that you have as a brown. You make sure the layer is on top of your original layer. And then you go to blend modes, select color, or let's say selected. You can also do it with different ones. Say you have overlay, it still works. So basically with these, I don't actually memorize what all of them do. I just experiment. Well, normals, obviously, it's obvious. It just doesn't blend it with anything. Dissolve, what it does is it tries to copy the layers into the other ones, but that usually doesn't work good either. Usually the ones that I find works good are usually the ones right here, or the ones right here. So see, you can just experiment with what you want. So look, this is the original image. This is the one with the color. See how before it was kind of greenish black? Now it's a bit more brown. There's something cool you can do with the blending modes. And then you can also do this for everything, really. You can actually just select. You can do this with everything. So you can also select his face if you want. Say you want his face to have a different tone. Even if the image isn't black and white, you can still do this. So let's say the image is like blue, but you want it to have like a green hue to it. You can do the same thing. You can just select the layer, make it like go over it, make it green, and then just choose one of the blending modes. Here's another thing you can do. Let's do it to the face, just show it again. So I'll just select what I want, which is just right here. I'll just make sure I select right here. I'll just select my tool, whether I'll just do it so you can just kind of get an idea. So basically what I do is you can use a wide variety of tools to select it. Like usually I'll do the quick selection, and I'll go back to Polygon, your lasso, to go to even more detail. And also usually I also press Alt to get rid of a certain selection. And basically it's just a matter of just keep going like that until you get what you want. Actually, that's not what I want. And then Shift is just to select it again. I'm just rephrasing what I've already said as I work on this. And let me just get this area right here. Yeah, also these I never actually went over, but these are just similar things, except if you just want like a specific square area to be selected, or a circular area, you can just choose these. And again, just make a new layer. I'll make a new color. Let's say I want his skin color to be a bit yellow. What I do is just make it like that. It's yellow, and then I'll go back to blending modes. I'll probably use color. That's a bit too much, and then you can just put opacity to bring it a bit down. If you see it too much. See, now look at the image. It went from being this. Let me just unselect everything we did. It went from being this to being this. You see how his skin now is a bit more, it looks a bit better?
Yeah.
The same with his hair. Again, usually what I do is I put blending modes, and then if it's too much, which it was for me, they made it way too yellow, I'll just bring the opacity a bit lower. And so, well, it's all really about your opinion, about what you actually think looks better. So if you actually like it to be that yellow, you can go ahead. Like I'd say you want to show someone sick or something. Or if you want to be more realistic, you can just bring this a bit lower. Just enough so that it actually gets the point. You can also do the same thing for the background too, actually. Yeah, again, the blending modes is kind of like making black and white image color. It's really just, not a lot of people know about it, even people who actually know Photoshop. It's a cool technique that not much people realize it. Then when you show them today, like, oh yeah, I could have just done that. So like basically all the tools you have, you can do cool things with them. It's just about you being creative and just figuring out new ways to actually use those tools. Basically, when you save the image, it saves as PSD, and that's if you want to edit it. But let's say you don't want to edit it, you just want the image. Usually it's not a good idea though, because you always want like a file to go back to look at everything. But let's say for the sake of it, you just want to, let's say you want to save it for a poster or something. Usually what you do, for a poster, usually you'd put you save it as a PDF. So you just go to File, Save As, or you can press actually, I believe, Control, Command, and S. Actually, wait, let me try right now. Actually, no, I think it's Command, Shift, S. Okay, yeah, Command, Shift, S. I was just trying to substitute Control for the Mac command. Yes, it's Command, Shift, S to save as. And what you do is you obviously pick the directory you actually want to save it as, and you pick the format. And for posters, you usually want it as a PDF. I usually also go for PNG, but PDF is easier to work with. And for JPEG, I'll ask you a pop-up window telling you how you want to compress it. Usually, I just pick maximum, so it gets the best quality there is. If it's still too file size is too big to send to someone, you can use. This is my first workshop, so I was literally just winging everything. So. Yeah, because I actually changed, because originally what I was going to do this for the third day, but then I decided to do it now because it actually kind of deals with blending modes. And that's what I want to teach today.